Then you can start talking about how you build skill around it. But until you can
inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music. You're listening to TW3 Radio.
How could a man hit a target he could not see? That's a pretty good question. Here's another one. How can you hit a target you do not have? Besides, planes are built for flying. Ships are built for sailing. Houses are built for living. And man, too, was built for purpose. He was designed for accomplishment. He's engineered for success. He's endowed with the seeds of greatness. And the greatest danger we as human beings have is when we do not do anything at all. People today complain of lack of time. It's not lack of time that's the problem, it's the lack of direction. Are you a wandering generality, or are you a meaningful, specific? Are you going to work tomorrow because that's what you did yesterday? If that's the reason you're going tomorrow, you won't be as good tomorrow as you were yesterday because you're 2 days older and no closer to the goal you do not have. What about you personally? Have you got your goals laid out? Are you a meaningful specific, or are you a wandering generality?
See, you are part of an equation, and you are needed. Part of why we should begin to look at how we give up our lives, that we got to begin to see, what is it that I'm supposed to do? What is my life work? And then give ourselves to that. Because as we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I guarantee you, as you begin to take on this new era that we're in, if you decide that I'm going to begin to start living life, I'm going to start giving more of myself, I'm going to start putting out more, contributing more to life. Here's what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen. I guarantee you that life will take on a whole new meaning for you. I guarantee you that life takes on a whole new dimension, that you'll be happier, you have a greater sense of happiness and fulfillment in life, that now you will begin to take off on some new paths to some newer horizons, that you'll begin to see life totally different than most people.
You got to have those long-range goals. And the rule is a simple one. You go as far as you can see. And when you get there, you'll always be able to see further. Are you a wandering generality, or are you a meaningful specific?
And most of us go through life because we're not using that which we've been given, that we are punished, that we're going through life getting up in the morning with no reason to get up. There's a scripture, when I heard it, I couldn't understand it. I say, how cold? He that hath shall get, and he that hath not, even that he has shall be taken away. He that hath a generous view of life, he that has courage, he that hath initiative, he that hath resourcefulness.
I say it with all of my heart. I know in my mind that man was designed for accomplishment, that he's engineered for success, that he is endowed with the seeds of greatness.
You're listening to TW3 Radio, inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
Why is it that people don't want to grow? Why is it that they just settle for being less than what they are capable of being? Why is it they shy away from doing their stuff and challenging themselves and taking life on and making it an exciting adventure? Why is it? Because living your dream, it's hard, ladies and gentlemen. It's hard living your dream. We are in charge of our attitudes. And when you're in charge of your attitude, you say, if it's hard, then do it hard. I won't allow this to stop me. I don't have the option of easy. I don't have the option And I don't think you do, or any of us do, of going around trying to find a dream that's a little dream that doesn't require much responsibility or not too stressful or won't be too much of a hassle. No, no, no. I am convinced that life is 10% of what happens to me and 90% of how I react to it. An optimist sees an opportunity in every calamity. A pessimist sees a calamity in every opportunity. What can make it okay? Your attitude about it. That you decide that this is not going to determine who I am. Charles Swindoll said about attitude, he said, the longer I live, the more I realize the impact attitude has on life. Attitude to me is more important than facts. It is more important than the past, than education, than money, than circumstances, than failures and successes, than what other people think or say or do. It is more important than appearances, giftedness, or skill. The remarkable thing is we have a choice every day regarding the attitude we will embrace for that day. We cannot change our past. We cannot change the inevitable. The only thing we can do is play the one string we have, and that is our attitude.
If there's anything in life that you don't currently have right now, it's because of who you are and how you think. I know you're strong enough to do it because you're human. And every human has what it takes to get past whatever they're going through if they decide to. Push through it. Push through it. Tragedy and trials come to everybody. Only the strong survive. Y'all running from pain. Y'all running from challenges. You telling me how difficult your life is. Do you understand it is the difficulty that's going to prepare you and take you to that next level? I'm here just like you here, and I promise you, I ain't leaving without the degree. I will not leave without that goal. I will not leave without that dream. I will not leave this university until I'm successful. I will not leave this job. I will not leave this client. I will not leave this opportunity until I get it.
You're listening to TW3 Radio, inspiring, informative, and entertaining talk and music for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
Look what you did there, and you can't do that. And who are you, Terry? Who are you to go and talk to hundreds of people about business? You're a failure. You went bankrupt. Well, let me tell you something. I figured out a way not to do business. And you need to know this. And Les tells a story about where he was playing Connect Four. I don't know if y'all know Connect Four, but it's this little checkers game that you play. And he's playing with his son, and he's playing. He played for hours with his son. And he says, "Son, I'm ready to go to bed. I'm tired." He says, "Dad, one more game. And he said, "Son, I'm bored. I'm tired." He goes, "Listen, it's not over until I win." And finally his son won, and they could quit playing. And he says, Les says, how many of us would find so much more success if we'd have the attitude of that little child? It ain't over until I win. This ain't over until I win. I'm still going to play this game. I'm still going to be involved. I'm still going to be engaged so I get my breakthrough.
TerryWilson3.com, home of TW3, the most powerful marketing tools, training, and technology on planet Earth. Get ready to earn, enjoy, and experience more than you ever dreamed was possible. If you're tired of just getting by and ready to really thrive, then buckle in and listen up. Here's your host, Terry Wilson.
Now, where exactly you put the pudding? Let me tell you something about you.
I can't do that here.
Why?
I mean, I can. I have the ability to do it.
Just can't stay employed and do it, huh?
I just don't think it would work out well for me.
Do you have one of those bosses that are just a jerk?
I hate my boss.
Do you? I do too.
Yeah,
what about you?
I've never experienced one of those, actually.
You've always had good bosses.
Yeah.
So, has your employment changed any?
It has. And I could add extra comments to how I'm enjoying this process. But I think I'm just gonna keep it neutral and just,
I work somewhere else now.
Yeah, I work somewhere else.
Both of my boys have
I'm employed of a different.
We changed careers.
Yeah,
I tell you,
And by careers, we mean entry level jobs that you could leave at any time. It's pretty easy to do.
yeah, it's not that hard.
but still happy TW3 support staff as well.
Oh yeah, no, we're still here.
Of course.
Well, I'm full time now. So.
It depends on how the show goes if you're still here.
Yeah, I got a joke about the pudding pop later.
Well, tonight, guys, we are talking about don't get mad, make money instead. We live in a contentious environment. Of course, everybody knows what's going on. And today, as we record this podcast and play it out tonight for a live audience, well, it's November the 2nd, 2020. Gee, I wonder what happens tomorrow. I wish they would alert you, like put something in the mail or a commercial on TV or radio. I mean, it's just like we don't.
Did you already vote? Are you going tomorrow?
I'm going tomorrow. I'm going mid-morning.
Yeah, I'm going tomorrow too. I went last Saturday. Don't go on the Saturday before election.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I would have been there 8 hours. I might still be there if I had gone last Saturday.
So you, as a young millennial, went, saw the line, and decided, nah.
Well, not just that. The whole time.
I hope a lot of people had your attitude.
I made it a quarter way through. I did. I waited about 30, 45 minutes, quarter of the way through. And where I go vote, it's in downtown Spartanburg. So.
Yeah. So you're in the.
Yeah. And so you get all of it's outside, and then you get into the gymnasium and you realize there's like 20 rows of people just going back and forth wall to wall. Like imagine a basketball court and people waiting in line all the way down the basketball court, and then it turns and come back. And it did that.
So the early
20
voting,
times.
the early voting was real congested.
Yeah. People loved early voting. As you can see, everybody was there. It was awful. So I decided I'll do it Tuesday.
I'll do it live.
I'll do it live. I'll do it Tuesday. And then I decided that this might be a controversial take. I don't care. It should be online. This is ridiculous. We put all our info online. You're telling me we can't put elections online?
Yeah, well, online is so secure. I mean, no one ever commits fraud online. So why wouldn't you put the election of the free world online?
You put your Social Security, you file your taxes, all your insurance online. We put everything
your
online.
Microphone.
Stupid. Oh yeah, what's our topic today? Don't get mad.
Don't get mad. Just make money.
I didn't get that mad. I just left.
Well, yeah. Well, I get it. I get it. You can go over with. Well, no, you can't because you're in a different area. But I was going to say you could go with me and Mom tomorrow.
Wait, I can't go with you guys over there?
I think you have to go to your polling station. I don't know. Check your local government officials and stuff. But I think you have to vote within your district. You're not in our district.
Be a problem. My license doesn't even say my new apartment.
Yeah, but don't you have a voter registration? Your little blue card?
Wait, you have to have that?
Nah.
I voted last time. I didn't have that. I just had my license.
Yeah, I think you just have to have it. I don't know.
I don't either.
Check and see what you need. I'm not going to give advice out on that because
there's a lot of comments I can make. Does it matter? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say it. But really, though, no, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I'm bringing some family with me to vote. Now, they passed away 3 years ago, but still, I know how they feel about things. And no, I'm kidding.
And the crowd went,
hey, vote early, vote often.
Take it a step further. It doesn't matter. They never make you a sandwich. They never call you up. They've never cared about you.
Did he know you personally? Did he make you a sandwich? Anyway, guys, we're just having fun. You know, we do encourage everyone to get out and vote. That way you have the right to complain afterwards.
Yeah. Gives you credentials.
Otherwise, it's like, what are you complaining about? You didn't even vote, you know. But, boy, I've got so many comments, but I have to say this one, you know, because this election cycle in 2020 and all the things that's happened has made people so
jaded. They look for attention.
They're not their better selves.
No.
They're not putting their best foot forward. And my favorite thing I saw on the internet in quite some time, and I sent it to you guys yesterday, was a person that we love, but was sort of a little bit on the soapbox, admonishing people and encouraging people and expressing frustration with people about offering unsolicited advice. And here's what you ought to do. And then this person goes into giving unsolicited advice about giving unsolicited. And so I just chuckled. I said, "Oh, the irony is palpable here." But it's just time and stress and frustration and the world as it is. I can see.
A wise man once said, though, "It do what it do."
It do what it do, baby. It do what it do. So you got what's the people need to do if they got questions or whatever?
Oh yeah. So in segment 3, we're going to be taking some questions. If you've got questions, go ahead and send those in now. We've got some members that typically answer it through the chat, so they're pretty good about answering questions as they're live. But we'll try and address those as well. Let's see here. There's normally something else I say, isn't there?
Well, just to keep your comments.
Oh, yeah. If you got any comments, keep them clean, positive, and relevant. And if none of those things, funny.
Just make it funny if it's not funny. And River, their share of the podcast tonight.
TW3 podcast. It's hashtag TW3 podcast. What's tonight's?
What is tonight?
I don't know.
438. 439. 439.
So
yeah.
Hashtag TW3 podcast 439.
Yeah.
The hashtag is important.
And by the way, guys, if during the training in segment 2 tonight, you find value in it, here's all I ask you to do. Just like it and share it. Just like and share, like the thing and then share it. And if you don't like it, send me a note saying, hey, we would find more value in this. We're always trying to figure out a way to give you guys actionable steps, encouragement, inspiration, and motivation to go and be your better self and improve your personal and professional life in ways that is going to bring value to you and your business and everyone else. Because this is contentious time. And tonight's topic, and what I'm going to be talking about in segment 2 is, don't get mad. Just go make money. Go make money and do your thing. Because at the end of the day, tomorrow, there's going to be an election. Half of you are going to be mad. The other half of you are going to be happy. We don't know what's going to happen. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a soothsayer. I'm not a prognosticator. I'm just an old boy from South Carolina that loves encouraging, inspiring people and showing them a tool, training, and technology, a strategy that they can improve their lives. So I don't want to dip into waters that I'm not called to dip into, because it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. But I do just want to encourage you. I like a lot of people, am passionate about what I think politically and theologically. I am. I mean, I'm an ordained minister. I don't wear that as a card or anything like that. I'm just saying, you're talking or listening to someone that has spent a lifetime pursuing truth as best I can discern it. Okay, I'm wanting to know the meaning of life. I'm wanting to know how to conduct my life. So politics and religion and theology and worldview and psychology means a great amount to me. But at the end of the day, if I allow my passions to supersede my humanity, to just treat people with kindness and loveliness and just acceptance, then what's it all for? I mean, what value does it have? And so that's what we want to talk about. And before we get into, and I know we're going to take a break before we get in, have you observed any situations where the stress of life and the opportunity to get mad actually was given and someone took it?
I had 2 last week. Same day too. That's why I remember it. I was like, man, people are not having it.
People are not having their best life right now.
Which I feel fine saying this because the way the conversation ended. I had a lady that booked an appointment with me.
Yeah.
She booked 3 time slots. So I dish them out in 15-minute segments. So she took, 45 minutes? It's totally fine.
Up on your calendar.
Yeah. She booked 3 back-to-back appointments for 45 minutes.
Right.
I call her. She doesn't answer. I call her again. Both times I leave a message. She doesn't answer. I call her a 3rd time because I'm thinking like, well, here's the thing. I'm going to be a little bit more pushy because you did book 3 appointments.
You took up a lot of time on my calendar.
Yeah. Like, so I want to talk to you. I'm going to assume like maybe you're not near the phone or, you forgot.
Right.
Eventually she does pick up. And by the 3rd time, she's like angry. She answers the phone and she's like, what? That's how she starts it. And I'm like, I'm sorry, is this, X? And she's like, yeah, what do you want? And I'm like, she's like, I heard the first 3 phone calls. And I was like, well, my name's Reagan. You booked an interview with me, 3 of them. So I was reaching out to make sure you still wanted to have it. She's like, oh yeah, go ahead. Now, of course, by that point, I'm already not like, okay, this really isn't going to go anywhere.
Oh, now I see why you're unemployed.
Yeah. But trying to do the right thing, I give everybody the same. I tell them the same thing.
Right.
I'm very honest about what we do. Very honest about how I can help them.
Even if they need an hourly job.
Right. And the likelihood that this lady commits to clicking a link that I sent her is about minimal.
Right.
So for me,
she didn't want to get off the couch and answer the phone.
So it's just kind of like, and I don't know what's going on in her life personally.
Sure.
Like that's the whole thing. She may have had a horrible day.
Absolutely.
It's just more of the concept that she booked it 3 times with me and then she got mad at me. But she hangs up on me like halfway through. And then leaves me a message or something, basically just saying, like, cursing me out, saying, quit wasting my time. And keep in mind, I at no point mentioned, like, oh, we were, this
You didn't even get into the business opportunity
Right, I was like,
side.
this isn't a job opportunity.
Because it wasn't for her
Yeah,
anyway.
I was like, so I would never present that. I was literally just telling her, hey, I'm a headhunter. I help people get jobs. Like, I just need background on what you've done, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, she said something like, I should have, if I had the job to offer, like if I was the employer, I should have put that in there. And that I should have put that I was a headhunter. But I was like, okay, well, let's say I was the employer. Like I am the person that's going to hire you, Do you see how you conducted yourself? Like in the first...
Does she not realize that these companies actually outsource
that's what I'm saying. Like
that work to people like us so that they don't waste their time with...
My guess is no, she doesn't realize that. And then finally...
Why is she unemployed?
That was eventful and funny. And then the other one, I was like a little bit worried. I went to QT here where I live, and there was a guy that like was super upset that he couldn't do something at the counter. He wanted to purchase something and didn't have like valid ID or something. And he takes the chips on the table that he has and just smacks it off the table and behind the counter and like storms out the building. And this was like 30 minutes after I had just had this conversation with this lady. And I was like, I think I'm just going to go inside and like shut my windows and wait for all this to blow over. Because you can tell everybody's just like, grr.
Everybody's on edge. Everybody is on edge. And
like you typically go through life kind of like this, just solemn. But right now everybody's like,
pandemonium in politics is having its effect.
Good.
River, how's life treated you?
It's been a lot. Been really busy.
Busy. Having to transition from one type of job to the other, and I'm sure that's not been stressful at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I hear they give you like you've had really good hours though. You've been working like 3 hours a day or something.
Actually, 2.5.
Yeah.
2.5 hours, right?
That's way too much.
Yeah.
I can't handle that.
You need to talk to them. That's just, it's a bit excessive.
Now, the joke was I went to the gym with River one night and he was like, all right, well, I got to go. This is 30 minutes in. And I was like, we just kind of got here. You done? He was like, oh, well, I worked 18 hours today and I got 16 hours tomorrow and I got to be up in 4 hours. And I was like, why are you here? Like,
what are you doing here?
Go to sleep.
He probably didn't even know he's over there.
Yeah, like
he came in the other night and I was talking to him. I said, he's not even here. He is asleep.
Yeah. It's
Cruise control.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of you. Thank you. I like to see people employed and out there trying to find what they're supposed to do.
I'll tell everybody this. This is my new message. This is my new life motto. You hate what you're doing, do something else.
Absolutely. Well, that's the thing. You got choices. Mm-hmm. The beautiful thing about our world is
you may not make as much, but that's a sacrifice.
But it's a choice.
Like, yeah.
The whole point is always be intentional about your life, your career, what you're doing, because you can be sitting there right now and saying, man, this sucks. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, then what sucks worse? The pain you're in now or the potential pain to transition over here? And then make an educated decision and take control of your life.
Yeah, for sure.
I
think you'll be more passionate.
Very empowering. It's very empowering.
We talked about this last week, but like, don't ever get trapped.
Don't feel trapped.
Now, granted, like sometimes it just takes like, I know I've got to work this job for 6 more months so I can do this and then move to that. Like but as long as you have a plan, those 6 months aren't going by going, what am I doing with my life? At least it's like on this date, I'm doing this. I know
There's
what I'm
seasons we all go through. Even in this business right now, we're in a season. Mm-hmm. We're developing strategies and different systems and things to navigate because life is nothing more than how do I manage this new obstacle in front of me? That never changes. But the more you can be okay with that, and the more you can not get caught off guard and accepting of that, and be pliable with what's going on, the better off you're going to be in the long run. So a lot of good stuff. Well, when we get back, guys, we're going to go into that training. How don't get mad, just make money. No matter what's going on in your life and your career and your business, you can take control of it and make more money even in seasons that disappointment happens, because somebody's going to be disappointed tomorrow. It might be me, it might be someone else, but we don't have to allow those disappointments and discouragements and whatever our notions are of what should be deter us from going where we know we should be. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, do you need cash for business expenses or bill consolidation, inventory, or maybe reinvesting in your business? You know, when money is tight, man, I tell you, business can be stressful. Trust me, I know. So I want to tell you, learn how to leverage money and time with a great product and service that I use all the time at TW3. It's a custom financing opportunity that the terms and the services are totally custom fit for you. It's easy, it's fast, it's secure, and it's at cashmutualstore.com. That's cashmutualstore.com. So what are you waiting for? Do you need inventory, or do you need to reinvest in your business? Do you need to start a business? You can grow your business by leveraging easy lending opportunity at cashmutualstore.com. Join the thousands of other entrepreneurs and small businesses we've helped at cashmutualstore.com so you can start taking your income, your business, and your life to the next level. That's cashmutualstore.com. Easy, fast, and secure.
Okay, what I want to talk to you about is don't get mad, just make more money. Isn't it amazing how, the good book says the love of money is the root of all evil, and I'm not advocating you to love money, okay? But I am advocating you to love others through showing them how they can improve their lives. The good book tells a story about how Jesus, Son of God, came to earth. He wanted to transform people's lives, but he didn't get into talking to the 5,000 people before he met their temporal needs. And so he fed the 5,000 and then he preached to them. And I'm advocating the same thing. We live in a very contentious world right now with politics, pandemonium, and plagues, and all this other stuff that's going on. It's just, it's been a tough year. But I wrote a book about it, how you can, even in COVID-19, give and experience more value. But tonight I want to talk to you about just some simple things. This is not going to be earth-shattering. This is not going to be something like, oh, my word, I wished I'd thought of that. Nothing like that. But I am going to show you some very real practical ways that you can use. These are tools that you can use, mindsets that you can use to just simply help other people. And in doing so, you're going to help yourself. But it starts with the first thing, and this is what we're talking about, how to make money. The first thing is what you're focusing on, okay? Are you focusing on the problem, or are you focusing on the answers? Are you focusing on all of the pandemonium and everything else is going on? Are you focusing on the needs of others and showing them? Because if you are nothing more than a thermometer, that is, the room temperature is just, oh my God, and this is going on, this and then, well, that doesn't influence people. It's the thermostat that changes the environment. And you have to be intentional saying, hey, I'm not going to let everything that I see on TV, I'm not going to let everything that social media is pumping, I'm not going to let my friends, family, and foes influence the way I feel about life, but I'm going to be intentional. You are then in a position to make more money. And how are you going to make more money? Because you're going to help more people. And how are you going to help more people? You're going to bring them value. And where's the value? In the solutions you're going to be able to offer. So number one, you got to be solution focused. It doesn't matter who wins this election tomorrow. It doesn't matter what's going to go on. If you will speak to the solutions rather than just regurgitating the problems, you are going to help more people. There's a story in the Gospels where Jesus is out on the boat and this storm comes up and he's just sleeping on the boat and everybody else is just flipping out, man. They're just flipping out. And finally they say, hey, go down and wake him up. Let's see what we can do, And of course he rebukes them. You remember the story where he says, you have a little faith. But I want to bring your attention to one thing. When he gets up, he says, peace, be still. And then the storms of life, the literal storms, dissipated and everybody could relax. The moral of that story to me, I know there's a lot of different theological perspectives and a lot of things you can extrapolate from this, but here's the moral of the story, even if you're not a believer. Notice he didn't speak to the problem. Storm, stop. Storm, rains, please. Winds, stop. Waves, please. He wasn't begging and empathize. He wasn't just making this compelling argument why don't beat up on us. Please stop and speaking to all the problems of life. He went straight to the solution. Peace. Be still. In other words, solution, do your job. And then it dissipated. That is a frame of mind in business you've got to have for your client and for yourself. It does you no good to say, oh, I don't have anybody to talk to today. Oh, nobody wants to buy. Oh, my prices might be too high. Or, oh, do I have any value in this? Oh, problem. No. What's the solution? I need people that need, want, desire, and can afford what it is I offer, and I have a strategy right here. I am going solution focused. Let's get in front of more people today. Let's talk to more people. Let's give more value to people. So number one, be solution focused. Number two, be energy giving. And you can't give something you do not have. If you don't have positive energy, if you don't have good energy, if you don't have good vibes going on, if you're in the mully grubs, then get in a place where you can recharge your battery, reinvigorate your life, and re-engage with the promises and the passions that you have, so that when you're in front of people, you're giving them energy. I've quoted this for years now, but it's one of the most meaningful quotes, and there's so much wisdom in it, where Maya Angelou says, people will often forget what you tell them, but they'll never forget how you make them feel. I don't care if you're talking to Mr. Macho, some Marine that just climbs walls and kills people and breaks things. You could be talking to whoever personality type, the Mr. Macho, Mr. Spock, Mr. whatever. They're not, emotional type people. Everyone understands good energy. Everyone is moved by energy. A buying decision is an emotional decision that is invalidated by logic. People make buying decisions off of feelings, and then they validate those feelings with the logical conclusions they can make. So the first thing if you want to be more influential in your business, you want to invigorate your team. You want to get people out of the mully grubs. You want to get people in a more positive posture so that they can see all the potential around them to turn a greater profit. You have got to be energy giving, and you're not going to be energy giving if you've not received energy. That's why I for the last 4.5, 5 weeks now, I've been going to the gym every day except on Sundays, just putting that podcast in, iPod, earphones in, listening to positive podcast music, getting on that treadmill or getting on that machine, and just zoning out and just getting connected back to, I'm telling you, you've got to recharge. Whatever it is for you, whether it's walks, whether it's hikes, whether it's going up in the mountains, going to the beach, just sitting down with your pet, whatever it is that gives you energy, take time out every single day to receive the energy so that you can then give it away. Number two, be intentional with your attitude. Be intentional. Listen, don't allow other people to live rent-free in your life. Don't allow other things, other people, other belief systems, other whatever outside extremities that's going to cause you to have attitudes towards it. Listen, I am very, very passionate about my beliefs, whether it be in business or religion or politics or whatever, but I'm going to be intentional with my attitude. I don't care what happens from the White House. I don't care what happens from the courthouse. I don't care what happens anywhere except inside of Terry Wilson. I've got to be intentional with my attitude, because I love what Zig Ziglar says. He says, your attitude and your attitude alone is responsible for the altitude that you will go in your professional life. So protect your attitude. Be intentional with it, with your attitude. Create an accepting environment. Does everyone have to agree with you that you do business with? Does everyone have to buy into your worldview, your perspective, your attitudes towards certain things? Create an accepting environment that says, this is where I think you need to be intentional with people and transparent. This is where I'm at, but it doesn't mean you have to be there. I'm friends with people from all different walks of life. You've got to have an accepting environment where people feel accepted no matter if they agree with you or not. And I'll tell you, the number one thing you can do is show people unconditional acceptance. We call it agape in scripture. It's called unconditional love. I'm going to value you because of who you are, not what you do. I'm going to value you because of who you are, not what you believe. I'm going to value you because you are a created child of God, just like me. And that's our commonality. That's where we're at. You know, we're all in this thing together. No one gets out of this life alive, so you might as well just enjoy each other's company. I'm going to create an accepting environment, and I'm going to love you enough to tell you where I'm at and what I feel, but I'm going to tell you something. I give you the same permission. And I tell you, if you create an environment, if you create an office environment, you create a business environment, you create an organizational environment that has that attitude, you would be amazed. You would be amazed at the productivity that takes place. Have a place that is full of hope. You need to be a hope creator. You know, one of the things I tell my boys, you know, during this whole COVID-19, and girls, I've got boys and girls, and they're employed, and I think the greatest thing you can do for a young person is get them a job to where they got this boss that's unreasonable. They got these coworkers that are crazy. They got all this because that's life. And it's going to teach you more than anything else. I love what employment does for the young mind and the heart, because it just teaches so many life lessons that dad and mom can say, but then it's out there in the real world. But one of the things I tell them is, don't ever feel trapped. Don't ever feel like you can't go anywhere. Don't ever feel like this is my lot in life and this is where I'm at. Be a hope creator. Always let people know about the power of this one word. This one word will set you free. This one word that if you'll grab a hold of emotionally, it will always give you hope. And that is this. You have a choice. You have a choice. Where you're at today, you don't have to be tomorrow. If you don't like your job, work toward going to another job. If you don't like where you live, work toward going somewhere else where you want to live. You forever have a choice given to you by God Almighty. No man gave you the ability to have liberty, to have choice. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men were created equal, and among those is the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You have choices. So don't ever feel trapped, no matter where you're at in life. Don't ever feel like, well, this is just where you have a choice. Now, where you want to go might not happen overnight. What you want might not happen overnight. What you want to experience might not happen overnight. But let me ask you this. Can I do something now that puts me one step closer to where I want to be? And if I do that, am I one step further than where I used to be? See, you build upon, one step in front of the other. You can have hope. I'm telling you, hope deferred causes the heart to grow sick, which means you get depressed. People that are depressed, people that are not, I'm not talking about biologically, I'm talking about in the dumps. I understand there's biological reasons why people have depression, but I'm talking psychologically when you get in the dumps. Why? Because you just feel like there's no hope. And the greatest thing, the thing that will solve a feeling of hopelessness is a feeling of, I have choices and I can do this. Finally, positive perspective. Be positive and have a perspective of positivity. And I'm not talking about ignoring problems. I'm not talking about being Pollyannish. I'm not talking about putting your head in the sand and say everything is just great. I'm saying have a positive perspective on everything you look at. If your election results go great, great. But if they go wrong, have a positive perspective, because for every action, biology and science teaches us for every action there's equal reaction. There's always things that's going to go on that's going to cause if you look for it. But if you're not looking for it, if all you're looking for is problems, if all you're looking for is then your perspective is set to where that's all you're ever going to see. But if I say I'm intentionally looking for the positive and I'm going to change my perspective, I'm looking for that which is lovely, that which is hopeful, that which is pure, that which is everything that I want to see out of my life. If you'll start with that perspective, believe it or not, that's what you'll start seeing. Don't get mad. Just make more money.
You're listening listening to TerryWilson3.com.
Inspiring, informative, and entertaining content for the entrepreneur and small business owner.
And now, back to the TW3 studios.
You do not learn what those buttons do. At this point in time, there's no way you don't know what those buttons do without purposely messing something up in your brain.
I don't know what the button. Piano player, I'm very hand-eye uncoordinated.
Just leave a nice little pause there. All right, we're getting into some of these questions.
Poor River.
So
he's over there playing with his phone and, bloop, and he just looks at me like, I'll get you off camera. Go ahead. You can do it.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
We'll wait. The whole audience will wait. Okay.
It's a live show. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. This is an email question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I use this for my restaurant business? Big yes.
Oh, yeah. How would they use it for their restaurant?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's just a lead generation tool. So we're going to give you marketing tips and cool little gadgets that you can use in the back office to start generating leads for your business.
If you had a restaurant client, what are some of the tools that you would show him that he ought to use?
Bulk dialer and bulk texter for sure.
Bulk dialer, bulk texter with that data list.
Mm-hmm. And then probably some of the web page tools too, like funnels and whatnot.
Oh, yeah, because then you could automate your ordering process and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plenty of tools to use for restaurant. We got a few people that use it for that.
So, yeah, I mean, the best way, let's say, for instance, you're a pizzeria. I don't know what type of restaurant this is, but you could say, okay, this is the zip code I service. So you pull a list of homeowners or it don't even have an apartment off, whatever, but you can pull a list of all the residents in that area, send out a text with a link that they can click on some special and takes them right to a landing page, and they can order it right there, process the order, the whole 9 yards.
In some ways, I think having it for local restaurants would be even better than some of these big firms and stuff as far as its effectiveness and percentages. Because I think of Greg from Gregory's, the restaurant we used to have. Everybody knew Greg where we were from. Everybody, Greg. So if Greg was to send out a bulk call or a bulk text or something and just say, hey, 15% off, 50% off, every kid's meal this Friday or something, come out and support us or whatever.
Yeah.
The return, I know, we would have gone, the return rate for that. I mean, it's super effective.
It's just like some of the guys here locally that I've been able to talk to and show. You can also tie specials to sporting events and stuff. Like, for instance, high school football is going on right now in the Bowling Springs Bulldogs. So the local restaurants here, hey, we're celebrating the Bulldog wins tonight. You get X off, click here. You just sort of tie that community stuff that's going on. And of course, we're in the SEC area of the country. So Clemson football and Gamecock football is always a rivalry and stuff like that. So college football is huge in this area, even though I'm not necessarily following it as others. North Carolina was college basketball, but you tie some sort of sport. Hey, certain off of wings right now to watch the game tonight or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's very effective in some of the tools and strategies we can give you. So yeah.
Second question here. How is your blog different than other free blog sites?
This is a great question. So yeah, you can go to WordPress, you can go to Blogger, you can go to anywhere and get a free blog and free website. The difference is multiple differences. The biggest one is the SEO. I'll start there. You can get the same house and put it on the side of an interstate where tons more people are going to see you. So that's number one. You just the back office stuff that our network does to get you traffic is going to help. Number two, all the different plugins and tools that our blog is going to have versus just a standard free blog that you're going to get is going to help immensely. And number three, probably more importantly than any of that, I feel is the training, because while these blogs like Blogger, WordPress, Wix, and all these other stuff is free in a lot of ways, and they offer free training in some instances on technically how to do this or how to do that, how to copy and paste, how to fix the code here. They don't show you from a marketing standpoint how to use them and put things together to build, a marketing funnel, a landing page, and all of those things that are more in line with how to use it in business and be successful. So I would say that's
what goes for us a lot of time is we're the sum of all our parts.
Yeah.
You can get one piece of something anywhere a lot of times, but it's when you put it together with the training and then the other tools we give you with that. I mean,
that's right. There's absolutely nothing that we offer that you can't go independently out and get yourself for free or cheap. It's all of the parts put together in a congruent manner to show you systematically how to use them.
Right.
To build value and to build leads and traffic in a business.
Yep. Can you explain how I can how I can make money without having to sell anything. Sorry. I
Yeah.
butchered that a little bit.
Well, Reagan brought it up just a minute ago. He had an appointment. He works in the job market, and he helps people get in the car business, get into the airline business, get into the trucking business, get into working at Walgreens, working wherever. He can find someone hourly work starting at $10 an hour, going up to $40 an hour. He can help people, genuinely help people, get them a job, and he gets paid for it, whether they decide to ever become a TW3 and become an entrepreneur and do some of these other things that we advocate or not. And so that's just one way. I've got insurance guys that all they do is market insurance, but the way they do it is they're offering gift cards to Walmart and Walgreens and giving things away, giving trips away and doing different things, and they get paid for that. And the reason they give those things away is say, hey, I'll give you this if you simply will give me 5 minutes to check your rates on your auto insurance, your home insurance, your health insurance, your Medicare, your Medicaid, or whatever. And not Medicaid, but Medicare and Medicare Supplement, Medicare Advantage, and all those things. So those are ways that that particular industry, we've got these booklets that tell you the different homes that are underwater right now in that area, which means you could really save a ton of money. And they get paid to give that information away. But in giving that information away, they acquire a client. We've got people in sports that can give discounts on Ticketmaster and different things. They've got blogs and podcasts, and all they do is talk about sports. And they show you how you can go to this game or get this, hat or jersey or whatever and get it for 30-40% off. And they get paid for it. And they never sell anything. And so it's just, there's multiple giving books away. I've got coaches, I'm constantly quoting John Maxwell or Seth Godin or someone else. And, I say, hey, go get the 21 Irrefutable Laws by John C. Maxwell. And matter of fact, you can go to terrywilson3.com/free book and get the free audio version just to try them out. Well, by doing that, if anyone goes over there, whether they buy anything or not, they get that book for free. They get a 30-day free trial. They can cancel, pay nothing, get that book for free. I got $15 just for sending you over there. That's the way it works.
For all the people that have never been or have been in sales, they can tell you that's a point of leverage that's almost invaluable.
It's invaluable because now I'm not coming in like, oh my God, I got to sell you something, or I'm not going to make money. And
put you in a very relaxed position. You're able to sort of just
and you actually sell more because of it.
Yeah, it's totally true.
It makes you more attractive because you're just like, oh, this guy doesn't care. This guy don't care if he sells anything or not. I hate him.
Can't tell if he's high or just really good at his job. This is the last question.
Both.
How do you feel this business will do after the election based on who wins?
I don't think it matters who wins so much for this business.
When Kanye West wins,
we're gonna fix
the music industry.
Go Kanye. Oh my word. Didn't he name one of his children South?
Yeah, Southwest. He's got 3 or 4 kids now. They're all very interesting named.
He is an interesting character.
He's, yeah.
So tomorrow we find out if 50 Cent is going to be 20 Cent or if he gets to stay 50 Cent.
We'll see, I guess. We'll see.
Oh my gosh. I tell you, I've been following politics since I was a child. Honestly, I watched it like you guys watch sports. I mean, honestly. And, I have never seen such an entertaining time as far as just...
It's entertaining, but it's also just...
It's sad. I mean, I don't...
It's so fueled by everything. You can't go anywhere without it being a point of...
It's toxic. It's toxic. But I'm trying to see... You have to look at things and laugh. Otherwise, you just get heavy.
Yeah, that's true.
And so when I see things like 50 Cent said, I don't want to be 20 Cent.
That was pretty funny.
That was funny as all get out. I love it. Oh my word. But I honestly, as far as how this business does, I'm a marketer at heart. Okay. So I have to be careful how I say this. So let me just put it this way.
Say nothing.
No, if one side wins, I will position the way I market this product a certain way.
Yeah.
And if another side wins, I position it another way. Because at the end of the day, people, I don't care what your proclivities are or your biases are, everybody needs to make money. Money, I mean, you've got to earn an income. You've got to have certain things to live. And to do that, you have to have people. And that's what we do. We show you a means and a method to get in front of the people that would be more likely to buy from you or to engage your services or whatever. Because human psychology is what it is, I don't want my messaging or my way of positioning something, an opportunity, to get in their way. So as a marketer, I'm just going to reframe either way, because this business was born on the tail end of the Bush administration. It went through the Obama administration. It's gone through 4 years of the Trump administration. It has grown each year.
Yeah.
Now there's been quarters and months where you'll have a dip and then it comes back. There's an ebb.
If I remember, because this was like the year after I started.
2015 you started. I went back and looked.
In November of 2016, I think we had a pretty big dip. It seems like election rolls around.
Well, people get tense.
Yeah.
People get tense. And if you remember, historically, we always took a dip in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened in 2018, we did something different. We started a conference that we had in March.
Yeah.
And the energy off of that conference sort of propelled those natural ebb and flows and that dip that you would see in the summer because everybody's going on vacation, nobody's taking time, and then people come back, get kids back in school. Okay, we're going into the holiday season. I need something to increase my business and all this other stuff. And so lead generation or business opportunity, either motive that people come to us, they get involved. And the third quarter or the fourth quarter has always been the big quarter.
Yeah.
Except during the election cycles. And so we have softened up, but now last week, and then it looks like this week, it's already back on that trajectory of having a strong. So I think, honestly, talking outside of school here, but no matter what happens tomorrow, I think people will be able to emotionally deal with it and come up with a strategy in their head of how, okay, this is the hand I've been dealt, and I'm going to move forward from that. So I honestly think it's going to help whether you get what you want or not. I think it's going to help overall. Because it's behind.
It'll help everybody's mental just because it's like, okay, now we know this is just how it is.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think
I'm personally looking forward to it, regardless of who wins.
Oh, I'm wanting yeah, exactly. I just want it over.
Yeah, I just want it to go away.
I'm tired of the junk mail. I'm tired of, listen, and if you're in South Carolina, you can't watch YouTube without seeing a Jamie Harrison.
Or Lindsey Graham.
Or Lindsey Graham. Yeah. And I'm just like, I am so sick of both of these people.
Yeah.
And I want it to go away. And
I think it does the opposite. We're kind of rambling a little bit, so I apologize. But I think it does the opposite of what it's supposed to do as well, some of these ads. Because you're supposed to watch that ad and be like, oh, he's, Family Guy, or whoever it is. I mean, every ad's the same. Family Guy, and my other guy did this. But after I see that ad for the 7th time, I pretty much made up my mind. I'm not voting for you because you're annoying. Yeah. Like, I'm tired of seeing your ads. And now Jamie Harrison and Lindsey Graham are both ruled out for me because it's like, you won't shut up.
Well, in the context of marketing, marketing has an effect on people, period. Now, is it the intended effect?
I think I might be the
it depends.
The black sheep that that wasn't supposed to happen. Because I can tell you a lot about both candidates now. I hate them both because they won't shut up. I just want to watch my
I get it. I just want to watch my cat videos on YouTube.
I will vote for whoever doesn't put all these ads out.
All right, guys, we will be back right after this. Unless you have the ability to get in front of the people that need, want, desire, and can afford what it is that you offer, you don't have a business, you've got a hobby. And that's why I want to give you a free training on how you can generate as many leads as you want by the click of a button. Now, that sounds easy, and I know it. I'm trying to make it sound easy, because it is once you learn how to program the stuff behind that button. But we'll show you how to do that. No worries, no hurries. Go to leadsbyterry.com right now. That's leadsbyterry.com, and I'll give you a free training right now on how you can start generating leads for your business. Are you in insurance, real estate, direct sales, restaurant, retail, and you need more people that need, want, desire, and can afford what it is you sell? Then go to leadsbyterry.com. That's leadsbyterry.com.
And now back to our show with Terry Wilson.
All right. So we're in it to win it. This is segment 4, and we're going to give a book away. We're going to give a book away. River has been over there looking to see who can we give. And this is the book we're going to give away, by the way. It's called You Are Worth More. It's the story of this business. But this book goes into, if you want to know how to earn, experience, and enjoy more out of your money, business, and life, this is the book that tells you how I started in entrepreneurialism, what I've learned over 25 years, and how this business was built and why it's successful, even in pandemics, pandemonium, and politics. 2020 has been a time, but we've done okay this year. Gone on vacation, enjoyed life, could it be better? Absolutely. But boy, it's not where other businesses are, and it's because the way this business is structured and what we've done to make it as recession proof as possible, and all of that. So if you want to see how we built this business, and I go into how you can build your business, go over to youareworthmorebook.com and get that book. Who are we giving a book away?
We got Chuck Shields.
Woo! Yeah. Chuck, welcome. I'm not going to bring that up because I can't find the
button.
I can't find the sound effect. But anyway, guys, episode 440 is me in an interview with Rick Lindberg at ricklindberg.com.
That's the Swedish guy, right?
Swedish guy that's in cybersecurity, and he has got a wonderful podcast. You can go over to ricklindberg.com and check out his podcast. I was just immensely honored to be on his show this past week, and I think he's publishing that podcast this week. But I told him I'd wait until he published it before I published mine. But I said, can I use this for my podcast? Because we went into some really, really interesting and cool stuff I think you guys will like. But he owns a cybersecurity firm, and that's what he does is to help companies secure their online data and information and all that. But he's very interesting. He's a mindset guy as well, and entrepreneur as well. And we get into, and his whole show is dedicated on how psychology and cyber electronics and technology intermingle, and what this world of electronics and technology and how it affects us psychologically and the way it's conditioning us in certain ways. It reminded me, that Netflix special is out right now. What's it called? The Social Dilemma.
Yeah.
So we got into a lot of, we went for an hour and 45 minutes. So wow. I'm going to tell you guys, it's a long podcast. So it's something that you might want to dissect up and listen in different sittings. But I found it immensely interesting, and I think this audience will in some of the things we got into as far as psychology, mindset, taking and being intentional with what's online and what we see, and the speed of the feed, if you will, and understanding why we see what we see, and getting into how they are watching the clicks, even the speed of your clicks. They're measuring your attitude towards something. They're measuring your interest towards something. And all of this stuff is going into how this algorithm that's being built by all these platforms is shaping what you see and taking you down rabbit trails and stuff.
At any point, did you guys get into, because I'm sure other people have experienced this, but where you talk about something with someone, like a product,
and it shows up,
and you see an ad for it?
Because the microphones are all on.
Like, and I've been told that's a conspiracy.
It's not people that see. Well, here's the truth in it. It's not that people are listening in. And that, if you listen to the argument, I don't want people listening to what I'm saying.
It's not people, it's AI.
It's software that has got algorithms training it. When it hears a trigger, okay, it knows. It's not that individual. Now, could someone tap it? Absolutely. The technology's there.
Yeah.
Do they say they're not? They do.
But we've had history with.
We've got history. Well, people are people, and that's what I got into a little bit, because I understand that he's in a different country with a different mindset toward government.
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
But I got into the founding fathers here, and I agree with the mindset that people at their core are selfish. People are always going to worry about themselves over anything else. And if you know that about individuals, that's why just raw capitalism that is just the wild, wild west can be dangerous, because then what happens to safety?
Yeah.
What happens to all the things that mitigate you taking advantage of people? So there has to be OSHA. There has to be these
can't be sweatshops.
It can't be sweatshops. So you've got that extreme, and then the other extreme is, someone in this capital from a distant, far, far away can tell everybody what they should do, and it should all be done this way, and it doesn't matter if you're good, bad, or indifferent. Everybody, so there's an extreme there. And I said, so our attitude was, we know that people are selfish at the core when it comes to it. So let's take power away from one entity and spread it out in 3 different equal branches of government. And does that create gridlock? Absolutely. But that's actually a function and a feature of our form of government.
That's what people forget. It's supposed to do that.
It's supposed to. If things aren't getting done in D.C., that means the system is working.
Yeah.
And it's all, when can things get done? When there is just an overwhelming majority of people that says, we'll pass an amendment if we have to. We'll get every state because we all agree. Then it's got to be something that needs to be moved on.
Right.
And so we get into, and I said, because that is the way human nature is, I said, the problem is there's no checks and balances against big data, social media platforms. There needs to be something that comes, and here's the other problem. Facebook, even though it was born out of the United States, and even though it was a company that operates within the United States, they're worldwide. And then you get into these questions. Well, who regulates Facebook? America shouldn't tell Sweden what they can and can't do over there on their Facebook. But do you want Sweden telling America? So there's these international. There's no international norms that has. So it was a very interesting conversation that I think some of you guys who are in marketing and in entrepreneurialism and in mindset would find value. It's going to be episode 440 of the TerryWilson3.com podcast. If you want to hear that, you have to subscribe to the podcast, because it's not going to be a live podcast. You need to go over to TerryWilson3.com/iTunes and either subscribe through iTunes, or you can check it out at Stitcher.com. Or you can go to TerryWilson3.com/podcast and see it there. But when it's published, you'll see it over there, because it's not going to be a Monday night live podcast. But it was good stuff. Well, guys, we will be back next week. See here, that would be November the 9th for episode 441. And we hope your guy or person or individual, or however they identify, we hope they won. So
anyway. I hope your guy wins both sides.
I hope I hope everybody loses. Anyway, we'll talk to you later.
Thank you for listening to TerryWilson3.com today. If you've decided you are worth more, then go to TerryWilson3.com now and get a free digital sample copy of the book. You are worth more. Listen, no one's going to give you what you're worth but you. So stop putting off and get started earning, enjoying, and experiencing what you are worth today. Go to TerryWilson3.com now to start your journey today. That's TerryWilson3.com.